Alright guys, here I am again on my Archimedes Bryozoan. Gonna show you some of the more of the very fine detail I get to as soon as I get into focus here. Yeah, right there. Alright, so now brush away. Alright, I'm using a 22 gauge hypodermic needle. I don't know if you can actually see how much I'm removing. Not removing a whole lot, just a little bit at a time. I'm basically very lightly scraping dust off is what I'm basically making. Sometimes I scratch it a little bit more, but right now I'm almost at the point where it's just scraping. It's down to super fine amounts of prep right now, like very, very detailed prep. Yeah, not a whole lot to explain what I'm doing, except, like I said, a little bit of scratching and a whole lot of scraping. If you can see the dust, that right there, that's basically what's coming off the rock. Just a little bit at a time. Very, very small amount. I really like the needle prep. It gives me a whole lot of, as I explained before, it gives me a whole lot of control in what I do. Don't remove as much matrix at a time, but you've got way more control. It all amounts to how much pressure you're putting and the angles you're coming at. This even gives you more control than dental picks, because dental picks are bigger tips, so they're going to remove more. This is basically removing micro amounts. You can remove some, depending, again, you can remove some big chunks at a time, but eventually you're going to get to a point where you're doing it like this, just a little bit at a time. That's all it is. Haven't gotten super far on this in terms of, hey, look at how much is showing up. I mean, I guess I have in the long run, but since last video, I've done a small amount of prep in between videos, but I've also done prep on other stuff, because I can't sit and focus on one at a time, because not the way I do it, because I'm afraid that I'll end up getting in a rush and causing damage. So I do it this way because, well, that's how I want to do it. I don't have a better excuse. It's not like it's my job, so I can put one project aside and start another one, put that one aside and start another one, go back, do something else. all. Doing just a little bit at a time. Sorry if the video doesn't always show what I'm doing or is always in focus. I'm not looking through my phone. I'm recording with my phone. I'm not looking through my phone while I'm prepping. I'm looking through a microscope, and I have to every once in a while glance at my phone, which I can't due to the way I've got it set up. I can't see the entire screen. Actually, right now, where I'm prepping, I can't really see. So, on the phone, I can see it through the microscope. So, I hope that you're seeing well enough. You're not seeing as close as I am, but you're seeing pretty good though. Sorry, I'm doing music in the background through headphones. You can't hear it. I can. What kind of music do I listen to, if anybody's wondering? I listen to a little bit of everything. Like, literally, a little bit of everything. Do I listen to a certain type when I prep? Nope. Just a little bit of everything. If the song doesn't feel right at the time, I pass it up and play something else. Prep work for me and the music combined helps a lot to center my mind, center myself, I don't know, however you want to say it. Helps me to get through the day-to-day grind of day-to-day. If you watch the news or anything else, if you have any kind of a life, you know things can get to a person. This is my way of coping. I hope that some of you enjoy, and some of you may actually start doing this as well. Maybe somebody will somehow learn something from what I'm doing. You can find different microscopes used at cheaper prices. Microscopes are expensive, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna need a stereo microscope, and you'd be better off with one that's on a boom stand, so that you don't have the little thing underneath that you'd stick the slide in. That one's not going to work well for you. You're going to need one that you can move up and down a lot and have a shelf or something underneath. Maybe even the shelf moves up and down too. The one I'm using's kind of on the expensive side, depending on what your price range is. For me, this one was really expensive, but it didn't cost me a lot because of gift cards I had. So out of pocket, it didn't cost me much, I'll put it that way. but you can get a fairly good stereo microscope used if you watch eBay and stuff like that. Probably for a couple $100, maybe a little bit less. You just really gotta keep watching. My very first one that I got is a Bausch & Lomb, and I think I got it fairly cheap. It was years ago, yeah, but I think I got it fairly cheap for what it is off eBay. I got lucky, won it, and I use it for prep in my microabrasion cabinet. Think sandblasting on a micro level.